Okay, let's talk about exponents, right? You'll actually see that this is actually easy. So with exponents, for you to understand, let me start with an example, right? Let's say you are given a task to add 2 over and over, right? 2 is adding itself a certain number of times, right? For example, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. They said to you, let 2 add itself 4 times. So you're going to have something like this, and your answer would give you 8, right? Then they say, okay, and now they give you another task, and they're like, okay, 2 must add itself now 10 times, for example. Then you're going to say 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 equals 2, and then it becomes 20, I believe, isn't it? Okay, you've completed the task, right? But now imagine if they were to say, now 2 must add itself maybe 100 times. So now it means you have to write 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. It might even fill this whole board, or even more. Are we together? So in that way, instead of writing something like this, whereby you have to find the answer, you need to find a clever way of rewriting this for you to be able to get the answer, right? So in other words, when something it is adding itself over and over, and we need to find a clever way of writing it. In other words, I'm saying for addition, when it is adding itself over and over, instead of writing like this the long way, we can use what? Multiplication. So if they say they tell you that 2 is adding itself 4 times, instead of writing like this, you can instead just write it like 2 times 4, and then you get the answer 8. Are we together? For example, also here, 2 is adding itself 10 times. You can say 2 times 10, and then you get 20. 2 is adding itself 100 times. 2 times 100, and then you get what? You get 200. Are we together? What I'm saying is, when something it is adding itself over and over, we can use multiplication instead of addition, right? Hold on to that thought. Now, let's go to something again. Now, let's talk about multiplication. They give you a task to say, let 2 multiply itself, let's say, for example, 4 times. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? So this 2, it is multiplying itself 4 times, right? 2 times 2, you get 4, you get 16. Are we together? Now imagine they say, okay, 2 must also multiply itself maybe 10 times. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times, like that. And then you get the answer, right? And now they say 2 must multiply itself 100 times. So we get to the same problem. Now, there's a point whereby when we have to add over and over, when we have to add over and over, we introduce multiplication, right? Now, there's also a point whereby when we are multiplying over and over, we have to introduce something else. We are now going to introduce what? Exponents. So in other words, what I'm saying is multiplication. What I'm saying is multiplication is repeated addition. And then I'm saying exponents are repeated multiplication. Repeated multiplication. In other words, we are going to say 2, it is multiplying itself 4 times. So we can write it as 2, it is multiplying itself 4 times. So it's a cleaner way, or is an easier way, or a faster way of writing something which is multiplying itself a certain number of times. 2, it is multiplying itself 4 times. For example, here, 2, it was multiplying itself how many times? 2 was multiplying itself 10 times. Also, that other one where 2, it is multiplying itself 100 times. So it's easier to write it this way than to try to write something this long. Are we together? So exponents, in other words, exponents are simply repeated multiplication. And multiplication, it is simply repeated addition. So whenever we have, in mathematics, whenever we now start to see that this thing is maybe going to be too long, or it's going to take us a long time, we now have to introduce a clever way of doing that thing. So this is how we introduce exponents, after realizing that multiplication is going to be too long. Are we together? So with an exponent, this is the format of writing an exponent, right? You have something, for example, in this way, right? This thing, we call it a base. This is a base, like a base, like a base, right? And then others call this an exponent, others call it a power. So whether you call this an exponent or a power, whether you call it this or you call it this, it's still the same thing, right? So, for example, let's give an example. If you have something like 2 to the exponent 4, it means 2, it is multiplying itself over and over. How many times? 4 times, right? Now, let me give you an example and then do them on your own. And then you can just comment the answers under them. The first thing I want you to do, I'm giving you some sort of a classwork, all right? I'm giving you a classwork. Okay, my markers are misbehaving. I'm giving you a classwork. With the classwork, the first one is definition. Define A. What is multiplication? Number B. What is exponent? What is an exponent, right? And then for number 2 here, you are going to write the following in multiplication form. The other one, you're going to write the following in multiplication form, right? A, if you have something like you're going to write that in a multiplication form. The other one, and then let's go to number 3, right? You are going to write the following in exponential form. Exponential form. A, we're going to have and then number B, you're going to have I know. Yes, you're going to write the following. Just that I ran out of space. But let me also give you number 4. Let me find another marker. And then also number 4, this is number 3, right? Also number 4, you're going to write the following. In multiplication form. A, you're going to have, and then B, you're going to have, and then C. C, you're going to write this as 2 to the exponent 20. Yes. So this is your classwork. Do the following and then comment below with your answers. So good luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much.